Okay, good afternoon and welcome to our hot seat interview. My name is Chris Edwards and I'm an editor with Tech Design Forum. I'm here with Martin Vlach, who is Chief Technologist for Analog and Mixed Signal at Mentor Graphics. So Martin, I guess the first thing I'd really like to ask is how do you see the role of analog mixed signal design and verification changing?
Well, I think that the biggest change today is that the analog engineer now has to consider his system in the concept of the entire design, and it is not just designing one little block and making sure that that works in isolation of everything else. It really is the problem of making sure that it works together with digital people. And the digital and analog, they kind of talk to each other like this. One is up and down, the other one is very smooth, and it doesn't always come together. So it's not just the analog design and verification, it is also the idea that you have to get to understand somebody else. You have to get to understand the digital designer, you have to understand the digital verification engineer, you have to understand the system architect. So there's a lot of new spaces coming in at the analog designer from all over.
Okay, cool. And what do you see as the toughest problems to solve in analog and mixed signal design and verification?
Well, one of the really obvious one are the fact that the feature sizes are shrinking on the processes, but I'm going to leave it to the real analog people. I think that the hardest part is to make sure that whatever is designed, and usually it becomes an IP that goes to somebody else. I am talking here truly about system on chip. I'm not talking about building an analog chip, but integrating analog IP into the system around it. So making sure that whatever is designed is modeled, that it is modeled with good fidelity, and that there are multiple levels of abstraction that can be traced back and down through the change of levels.
We hear a lot about how long it takes to do analog mixed signal work, particularly with the verification with digital. Are there things that can be done to streamline analog and mixed signal design?
Well, everybody has always been asking us to make analog simulation faster, and it will never be fast enough to do the low-level, spice-level simulation at the transistor level. That's not going to happen. So other techniques have to be agreed upon, and to me, it really means that different levels of models have to be created, and whether they are at what is known as the analog behavioral modeling, which still runs on the analog engines, or whether it is something which is a higher level modeling of analog blocks that then runs in digital simulators. And some people, one aspect of that is the real number modeling that people have been trying for a while. And so to me, it really seems, and there is a consensus out there, that that is going to be the way to solve the speed.
Yes.
Speed to result.
Yes. And what do you see as the main sort of obstacles to overcome in either the design or verification part of AMS work?
I think that the biggest problem in the analog world is that there are so many problems. And it sounds kind of weird, but what I'm trying to say is that in the digital world, people have over the decades come to an agreement on how to abstract things, how to change level of abstraction, to ignore certain problems, and the industry and the EDA community have come together and they have an agreement on that. Now on the analog side, I may be designing an RF software controlled radio, and I may be designing a power chip somewhere, and the abstractions and the understandings among the industry and even the analog experts is not there. And I would very much like to see a convergence of the actual designers and the tool providers like us, so that we have something we can actually gather around and build.
Okay, sounds like there's a lot of collaboration to be done in the future.
There really is. It's all about collaboration. That's what the world is today.
Okay, Martin, thank you. So I've been talking to Martin Vlach, Chief Technologist with Mental Graphics in the Analog Mixed Signal Design Division. My name is Chris Edwards of Tech Design Forum, and thanks for watching.